Here we go, the morning of the RoR Southeast Regional Championships, and as you can see, somebody's quite eager for breakfast, although he's technically not allowed in the tack room, so we'll just push him out. Alfie's just had his rug taken off and he's taken himself back to the field. That's competition keen, but never mind, I'm sure he'll come back in. We've just put them in onto the new grass last night, so he's probably feeling a little bit tired. This one, however, just thinks about his belly all the time, so we'll have a quick feed, get the kettle going, and getting Alfie all prepped up and ready. We've put a little bit of a calmer in Alfie's feed just because his first class is a showing class, wow, why not? Okay, so the boys are having their dinner and I will get the kettle going, so let's switch us to on. Get the kettle going. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of power left. I've still got 80 cycles left, which is quite good. So we're all switched on. The light says we're good to go for the kettle. So we'll turn power bank back round, and oops, and there we go, we're starting to turn it back on again, and then we're starting to boil. So boring jobs for me first before we start getting the big boy ready. He's come in now, he saw his bucket. Little spot of therapy while I start platting up. Glad I put them on the clean grass, because he's had a good old roll. To be fair, I think I've got away with it not too bad. Only dirt. Oh, you can't see this side, it's a bit dark. But only ingrained a bit of mud on his hocks and knees. So to be fair, that won't give my Aqueos shampoo any trouble, so we'll give it a little bit of a scrub and then we'll lay his mane and get his tail done, ready for the set off. So all last week I said to Dad, I'm not putting them on the new grass because I don't want Alfie in grass bottom mode on the day of a showing show. So as it rained quite a lot last night with lots of mud, what did I do? I decided to go for clean rather than turbo poo and put them on the new grass. Well, I'm really paying the price this morning because, okay, so there's the tail. Not too bad considering what I've just had to go through. So to be fair, it's not my best, it's not my worst. Bear with me just while I turn everything around. So not the end of the world. His bum's just drying off where I've washed him because he was a bit scurfy. So not a bad tail, but then you go down a bit further and you see what I had to put up with while I was doing the tail. So I haven't got away scot-free. Shoes aren't too bad, but you can see some of my legs got it. The poor mountain block I was standing on got it. And I now have very nice green hands where I've been threading my hands through his tail. So, lesson learnt, when one says do not put them on green grass before a showing show, don't put them on green grass before a showing show. All in all, don't think I've done too bad with that tail. Okay, so, yeah, just done the tail. Obviously, I have got water in the troughs and I've got a tap, but it's not particularly warm. I have boiled the kettle, but I've used all the water washing his tail. So, luckily, I have my Aqueos foam, no water needed. Just squirt it because it's not, turn it on, helps if you turn it on. So, I'm really not doing well this morning. So, there we go. Foamy hands, no water needed, nice and clean. I have an old manky towel somewhere. Oh, it's under the kettle. It's an old manky cloth. So, oh, light's not very good, is it? Not going to get the runny poo off my trousers now, but luckily I'm in scruffs. And that poo was so disgusting. We're going to have another quick squirt with the foam. And then just give a quick wash. Yay, nice and clean. Thank you, Aqueos. Now we've got to the stage where unpacked the vehicle, horse has had a roll in his Aqueos bed, always has to have first priority. As soon as boots go off, he has to have a roll, bless him. He's finished his breakfast off that he didn't want earlier. And now we have the wonderful task of unplaiting everything. So I don't know whether you can see in the corner, probably can't, but you can probably see a small light just glowing. I'm just losing the daylight in the open barn here, so I just don't have quite enough light to see what I'm doing with taking the plaits out. So rather than cutting off all the mane, I've just tied up my portable lamp to the wall, and I'm just shining it over to the mane just to help me see what I'm doing. So you've always got the lovely unplaiting session where you reflect on what's been going on during the day, as you do. So mixed feelings for today. There were there were some weird moments in the showing. One of the horses cantering round was jumping about all over the place, and Alfie took a little bit of an offence to that. So there was a bit of a tricky moment where I almost slid off. Unfortunately, didn't get my balance back before I got back round to the judge's eye view, which was a shame. So I had to come back to trot from the canter. But last time that happened, I fell off. So, positive. We got pulled in fourth in the ridden amateur to start with on the go round, which is absolutely fantastic. And to be perfectly honest, compared to entry, Alfie was an absolute little superstar. I started off in his snaffle so that he was happy, so he didn't draw back or get too light in the pelham, which he has been doing. And step back, darling. And don't know, we ended up unplaced in that class, which was a bit strange. But then we moved into the pelham and had a go at the novice showing. Got pulled in second after the go round. He was a little superstar in his pelham, 100% better than any of the go rounds at Aintree. Really nice and relaxed, really chuffed with him. But then we got pulled down to third after our individual show and confirmation, which is a bit of a shame because I felt he was quite nicely relaxed. He did have a little bit of a tense moment, so obviously that didn't give us any brownie points. We'll show you a bit of that video later. And then we went on to do our first proper competitive elementary. Absolutely chuffed to bits with the little chap. His canter work has come on so much. So really chuffed with the balance of his canter. He attempted both medium trots, which I was really chuffed about. And his medium canter was brilliant, although one was a little bit bold, where Ryder just kicked on a little bit too hard, but he kept it together, which was fantastic. So really big confidence boost for going into some more elementary next year. And then we finished off the day with our wonderful music. Alfie decided to fall asleep in the medium trot again. So we do need to still work on that. Not quite sure why he decided to fall asleep on his medium trot. But hey, never mind. It all flowed quite nicely. Ended up being ahead of my music and ended up putting in 2 freestyle half 10-metre circles at the end. But it all was good. We all halted at the end of the music and it all finished a lovely, lovely South East Regional RoR Championship day off. So just finish off these plats and he'll then go to bed. Boys are eating their dinner and it's getting a little bit dark in the tack room, so I've moved my portable light from Mobile Solar into the tack room, and the lovely job at the end of the day with my Aqueos tack cleaner. So all my lovely tack from today now needs to be cleaned. And hopefully the horses will have finished their dinner and then they can go out in the field. The sun is actually still shining in Oxfordshire, having come through that awful rain from Surrey. And good end to a good day. Now time for the boys to munch their way to sleep. Night all!